Right, morning all. My name's Jeff Smith. I'm the technical lead for the agroecology projects under A Light of Touch. And welcome to our field day today, talking about the project we've got running here with the Citrus New Zealand team. I'm just going to do a quick introduction to A Light of Touch, what it's about, what we're doing around the country. And then we've got the members of the project team working on the Gisborne project here to talk in more detail about the Citrus project. So I'll just quickly flick through what we're about. A Light of Touch, if you don't know, it's a rather large SFFF program, 15 stakeholders involved. You can see here a large number of the product groups in horticulture. We've also got wine growers and the Foundation for Arbor Research involved. And of course co-funded by MPI through the SFFF fund. Notably two of the major multinational ag chem companies have joined A Light of Touch, which is really nice. A Light of Touch is not an anti-ag chem program, and it's really good to see that those companies are interested in what we're doing and wanting to be part of it as well. So what's A Light of Touch all about? And I think this graphic sort of sums it up really. The future of crop protection is quite clear. Things are changing rapidly. There's some big drivers through regulatory requirements, resistance risk, the availability of ag chem products, consumer demand. They're all telling us that we can't continue to rely solely on chemical control in our hort systems. So that the integrated approach is really the way that things are going to happen. I don't know if anyone would argue really with what that graphic is saying. We've come from, on the left there, the chemically intensive sort of programs, and we're moving more and more into the integrated approach through cultural, biological and chemical controls. And of course organics will continue on their steady climb as well, but the mainstream will be that green area, and that's really what A Light of Touch is doing, is creating that pathway, trying to get ahead of the game so that you can follow along those lines with your own growing systems. So the program stream we're working with in Gisborne here is around enhancing agroecosystems. So Murph will talk to us shortly about what an agroecosystem is and what agroecology is. But really what we're trying to do, the A Light of Touch team, is set up an example and a demonstration, and that's really about how to go about doing this type of thing. So in this case, enhancing an agroecosystem, and we're looking to provide some sort of agronomic benefit, obviously, to you guys as growers. So for this project, Citrus New Zealand are the lead organisation, citrus being the exemplar crop we're using here. The how-to in this project is all about increasing biodiversity, so a cornerstone of agroecological crop production. And the agronomic benefit that we're focused on in this project is around insect pest management. So agroecology obviously covers a whole range of things, but we've just bitten off a manageable chunk of that, which is the insect pest management topic. The structure of this project, there's 5 key elements to it. So there was quite a large knowledge review. I had a quick count of something like 135 papers cited in that knowledge review, and that was focused down from probably 3 or 4 times as many by Murph and Morgan that undertook that review for us from Lincoln University. So there is some sound science behind this. It's not just pie in the sky stuff. Phase 2 is the establishment, and probably say that has been the trickiest part of the project for us, is getting the biodiverse species established, just with the weather that we've experienced in Gisborne in the last couple of years. We started last spring, got washed out. We tried again in autumn, got washed out, and we've had another crack this spring, pushed out late because it was so wet. So that's been a really tricky thing, but that's farming, and that's all part of the story and what you need to manage when you're doing this sort of thing on your own farm. Part 3 is monitoring and orchard management, and you'll notice there's a massive amount of emphasis put on monitoring, as there is with most IPM systems. So we've got Asha Chagan here today, who's an entomologist with Plant and Food, and she's been leading that part of the project for us. Obviously, when you're monitoring a lot, you're collecting a lot of data, and so evaluation of that data is important as well. So Asha will touch on how we're going to start using that data as we build that picture through the seasons. And finally, extension, anything in a lighter touch needs to be extended. There's no point doing this type of work if we're not going to extend it to the grower base. So there's a big effort on extension. Sally Anderson, who you'll know if you're a citrus grower, your R&D manager, has been leading that part of the program and building a toolkit, which is all available from our website, and that's the how-to guides and some resources in there on how to manage this type of project if you want to undertake it on your own property. Where to from here? So our project finishes in March. What we've done with a lighter touch is set this up. Citrus New Zealand will be able to carry it on, and I think there's a desire to do that because with biodiversity there's likely to be longer term benefits rather than shorter term benefits. So I think we're in a pretty good position now to just keep working with the monitoring regime that we've put in place, collecting that data, evaluating it, and working towards helping you make crop protection decisions in your orchard systems. We're also extending the idea right from the start was to extend this into other cropping systems. So Summerfruit New Zealand have picked up on this, and they're using the base of what we started here 12 months ago down in Central Otago in Summerfruit. So they've got cherry and apricot orchards putting this type of practice into place as well. And that will grow, I think, across the different sectors involved in lighter touch, apples and pears. And I think there's people here involved with apple and pear growing, doing similar projects. They're not part of a lighter touch, but we're certainly reciprocating what we're doing, what they're doing, and very interested in what the various projects come up with. So there's a lot of interest in this type of work around not just the lighter touch participants, but others in the industry as well. And also extending into other agronomic benefits. So we're focused on insect pest management. The Summerfruit guys in Central are interested in disease control as well, using biodiversity to help with disease control, soil health and weed control as well. So as you find with agroecology, it's the whole systems approach. We've bitten off that small bit in insect pest management, but it does go across the board. With the benefits that will come to the orchard system. Just finally, we get into the interesting stuff now, but I'd just like to acknowledge the project team. Dr. Charles Murfield, who joined us soon through Zoom. Unfortunately, Murph couldn't fly this week, so he's having to join us by Zoom. But if you don't know Murph, he is probably the preeminent agroecologist, researcher / extensionist in the country. So we're really, really pleased to have Murph leading this project. Murph's really generous with his time. If you've joined our WhatsApp feed, you've got questions, Murph is really good at getting straight back to you with his knowledge, which is very, very deep. So do make use of that resource there. Dr. Asha Chagan, who talked to us this morning, entomologist with Plant and Food Research in Mount Albert, and she's been leading the monitoring evaluation part of the project. So we'll hear from Asha, Dr. Sally Anderson, R&D Manager for Citrus New Zealand and also for Summerfruit New Zealand. And Sally's been building the toolkit as part of this project. So we'll get Sally to talk to us about what's in that toolkit and how you can go about using it. Then our on-the-ground team, so Matt Carter has been our Johnny on the spot in Gisborne. Probably didn't realise quite how much time was going to be involved when he signed up, but very generous again with his time. So thanks very much, Matt, Sam and Tam, local orchardists who you all know, and again, very generous with hosting trial sites that we've put in place here. So thank you both, Sam and Tam, for your input as well. You'll notice we've got cameras everywhere. So we've had Dragonfly doing a lot of photography for us through the project. Tom's out on orchard once a month for us, capturing orchard images. And we've got Kanan here doing the videography today as well. So thanks, Nikki and Dragonfly, for your help. I know it's probably a little bit beyond what your core business is, but they've been very accommodating and helping us capture as much as we can through video and photography. So thanks very much, guys. And just wanted to acknowledge some contractors we've used here in Gisborne. Roger Hyde. Is Roger in the room? He's going to give us a demonstration just actually after the talks this morning. He's got an aerator, so we're just going to pop next door to one of the Kaiponi blocks to have a look at that running. Willie Goose, who also did some of the sowing of the biodiversity species for us, and Saul Matters, who were our seed supplier, friends of Matt Carter's. So I'll hand over now to Murph to run through his presentation via Zoom.